welcome to SurvivorJJC. My name is Colleen.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm Applebee's. I didn't get the same response. I was thinking we're going to be jumping up and down going, yes, Applebee's.
Just
No,
once.
I didn't get it.
Okay, first of all,
Excitement.
I have never been excited for Applebee's in my life. Just once I want somebody to be like,
Beer
Jeff.
pretzels are pretty good.
Well, that's true. But just once I want somebody to be like, Jeff, nah, I'm good. I pass. I would prefer to like not,
Oh, you want to get on
Applebee's.
Jeff's bad side? That's a sponsor.
That's good. That's a good point. You're all probably
I
like
just feel like this.
Yeah.
very highly prepped.
Actually, it did look pretty good. The burgers look pretty
There
good.
was a lot of pretty good melty cheese. I was just thinking about how I had to struggle eating that little piece of crab meat. There was no way he was putting one of those burgers down.
Oh, I forgot he's
Vegetarian.
I forgot about
Yeah, there
that.
was no veggie burger option. Like
They
we
would've-
had 3 different kinds.
I bet they would have had one if he had been there.
Like you get a slice of watermelon.
Or you get extra onion rings.
Comes back, that's my mango. That's never going to get old.
Well, you can't fight over a mango and decide that it's just going to vanish. That sticks
Yes.
with a person.
She's a true queen. No, I don't know. Applebee's, your stomach is probably just not right from it. The end.
Well, Jonathan
Yeah.
liked those wings.
Oh my God, Jonathan. Well, I mean, he eats 18 eggs a day at home, which is
Yeah,
insane.
he had, like,
I'm a big guy.
The Gaston diet. apparently.
Right, that's what I thought. When I was a lad, I eat 4 dozen eggs.
Like, oh
Like
my
I said,
gosh.
he's a big guy, so he's got to be starving out there.
Yeah, he's got to get a lot of protein and
Before we go on, though, can we talk about Chanel? Because we had a conversation last week about how her vote was strategic.
Oh,
Then
right.
then she told Mike. So what was the point of her vote?
So I think she said it was strategic just in case what's-his-face played the shot in the dark, then
Right.
Mike would be the one to go home or, whatever. But I don't know if telling him was the best idea, although I
No,
guess...
I would have kept it. I would have kept it. It wasn't me. I didn't vote for you.
I didn't do it. I didn't
If
do it.
I'm gonna vote for him like that out of the blue, I'm never going.
Well, there's
for him.
only 2 other people there, and they're going to deny it up and down, so...
Yeah, but then he's
Yep.
gonna think. But that would have worked. That would have been good strategy. Saying, okay, now he's paranoid. Who can I trust?
True.
Right.
I get that, but when she comes up, yeah, I voted for you. She's not a good player.
Okay, but like she's not a great player, and she is not great at like entering conversations. And those around her are not great at pretending like they want her to be a part of the conversation.
Well, I think it's more on those people who were very...
that was-
they even the second time they came around, they were even like,
That was
play it
so
cool,
weird.
have a conversation, and they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, we were talking about everybody likes you. All right, I'm going to go fishing.
I'm just gonna go fishing.
We
I know,
we all love you.
All right,
You're great.
I'm going to go find some coconut to paint my nails with.
I think I hear my phone.
Right.
My kids are crying. I
I gotta go.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was really
they
weird.
were not very sly about that. She has to know that she's not
Oh,
in
there's
that
no
alliance.
way she doesn't.
She would have to.
And you could tell who was on the bottom of the alliance or who wasn't a part of that 8-person alliance based on how they voted, right? Like,
Right.
there were...
Well, I think Omar did a good job.
Omar did a great job. Well, let's get some structure here. So, Chanel comes back, pisses Mike off. Then we go over to the Blue Tribe, and they're, Roxroy. Victoria's like, but tell me. And Roxroy, who just wants to build a shelter and have some peace and quiet. That's all he wants in life. Is like, no, like, enough already. And everybody else has had enough of Tori as well, including myself. And
Well,
I think
I like after 7 hours, I can't trust him.
Yeah, I can't. Now I can't. He's like he's literally just, hiding away in the jungle, trying to build a man cave.
right.
And she's
That's all that man
not
wanted.
having it.
Dude just wanted a man cave. You're right. So anyway, we go to the pre-merge challenge, and clearly Jonathan's tribe is going to win. Did anybody have any doubt? I didn't.
Well, why did it take so long for them to go down there when what's her drawing a blank on her name? She couldn't get up on the ball.
Drea.
Drea.
After
like 30 minutes of it, okay, why didn't someone go down there and swap out and push her up? And I go, why don't you jump back down there and get her? She obviously.
Well, they did. It was only a couple of minutes. It wasn't that long.
No, she literally sat there going, I can't go on.
Yeah.
Twice. I'm like going, okay, she's not going to make it.
And she wasn't like huffing and puffing and saying, I can't do this while she was trying. She had taken a 20-foot step time out. It was like trying to even be able to stand. It did not look like it was going to happen. Is this the exact same challenge as last season?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay. I just thought there's no way that these, uncalloused castaways are going to be able to push this ball out of there. But they did it. I would like to give a little bit of credit, none to Drea in this situation, but a little bit of credit to Mike.
And Romeo.
Because Mike was trying so hard to be there for everybody and be that team's Jonathan. He was giving it everything he had.
Yeah, you're right. And you know what, though? Kudos to them, kudos to Mike, because I thought that was really great. And clearly it would have been a beyond epic comeback and a huge mess up of Marianne and Lydia. Although when they started the puzzle, Jay was like, oh, maybe the other team has a chance after all.
Well, again, it's especially when it comes down, because it always comes down to the puzzle. But the other team had such a huge lead. I mean, It was such a big lead, and it's a big puzzle. It's different. I think it was a complicated puzzle. This is just basically the basic puzzle that even I could do. So it's like, I don't know. It's like time's a factor, and they just waste. At least they were smart and put Drea first up the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, at least they were that. Get her up there. She's gassed.
And we need to take a moment, though. I mean, and recognize that watching Jonathan rolling the boulders and like leaping up on things, I was like, this is actually like watching Thor, like as a real life person. It was insane. Yeah.
He was doing a lot of the child of the gods.
Seriously,
again,
out there.
As far as physical challenges go, he's the best they've ever had.
But apparently not at puzzles. The word on the street is he's no good at puzzles.
Hey, that's good for him, though, because that might have saved him, actually.
Don't be threatened by Jonathan. He stinks at puzzles. Yes.
Chris says in the chat, because we are live, as we are every week, a few minutes following the episode airing, surprised that Jonathan didn't just put the boulder on his shoulders and walk it around everywhere. He hadn't had enough eggs in a while. I bet you post all those chicken wings, though. He probably could have.
Yeah, if he would have had the meal first and then done it.
He would have just taken the ball and thrown it.
Game over.
to the spot, and then just, put you on my shoulders, put you on my
Swish.
shoulders.
Yeah.
It would have knocked the keys down on the
way. He almost got Indiana Jones on the other. The other team lost control of their ball.
Yeah, Jeff was even like, Jonathan, look out. And it was just like, oh, he cares.
Jeff was very, very frightened that his Adonis was going to be removed from the game.
Well, you know what? He just would have it would have hit him and it would have split in two.
Yeah, Jeff was more worried for the rock, not the boulder.
Was it Roxroy that had the beetle on him?
Yes. Oh my God.
It'd be the same thing with Jonathan with the ball.
Yes.
Yep. We're in its territory. We're just in his territory now.
Right. Oh my God. That was like, again, very impressive physical performance. And I know that we don't generally like to focus on physical performances the way that we do with Jonathan's, but I feel like it is so outstanding that it bears recognition every week.
But he could not relax when he's not participating in something.
No.
Every time he's like, what was it last week when Omar couldn't do the rope thing, and today when doing the puzzle, he's like going, Marianne, put them all over so you can see him, which I thought was a pretty good idea. But Marianne goes, we got it.
We got it. I think that maybe his downfall in a social game is that he's a micromanager because he's used to just doing everything the way he wants to do it.
Right, and he just can't. when he's not, like I said, when his hands aren't in there, he can't do it.
How many hours a day do you think he's like, at the gym? I mean, that's like a lot of his time.
How many hours in a day?
Yeah, like he's got to be there a few hours every day, at least a few hours every day, and now he just has to like lift things and like pick up his castmates and like throw them, like that's his gym time.
He got kicked in the face too. I can't remember who did when he was being the human ladder. Someone jumped up and just nailed him. Right.
Oh, I didn't see that. I know poor Dre got kicked in the face by Mike, but that was an accident. Okay, so at the end of the day, Jonathan's team won. Surprise, surprise. Roxroy and Lindsay, and I feel bad. It took me 3/4 of the challenge before I could remember Lindsay's name. I was like, okay, it's not Tori. It's not Lydia.
It's the other blonde girl.
Which one is she? And then finally I was like, oh, that's right, Lindsay. So do you think they made the right call sending Roxroy? I mean, Tori.
Yeah, they could have sent one of them, right?
Yeah.
They could have sent one of them. As Tori pointed out, she's like, we gave you the gift of sending you there to give you the advantage, and this is how you repay us. Yeah, I would like to see your manager.
She came off looking bad on that one.
She comes out looking bad on everything because she's not a nice person.
Right.
But to me, you never give up the power. If you have power, it's like, okay, why are we sending this person that I haven't even talked to? Why am I giving him the power? So to me, I said, okay, maybe they're going to be smart and not give the power, but the food won out. I mean, but
I do kind of love that their reasoning to him was, well, we decided that Lindsay looked like she needed to eat more. And then when it was time to explain why he smashed the hourglass, he was like, well, they got to eat and they, got to rest.
Right.
The other tribe didn't.
But I don't think they'll use this again because people will know the twist. But I think when you're offered, in the game, it's all about power. You don't give up the power. It's hard to turn up the food, and who wants to go sit there for 2 days except Roxroy, who built a pretty good shelter.
It was an awesome shelter. Talked about how like there was no wife, no kids, no Tori.
Yeah.
It's so opposite. Like the whole time I was thinking about this, like, okay, I have to say that I like this twist so much better this time around with the little, not so much the Applebee's thing. Like I can't handle like. I can't on any of these shows. I can't handle the advertising sponsor segments, but the part of telling them there's a power involved with this, with who you pick, how they approach it, the fact that they used a prop hammer that looked like somebody could have built it on the island instead of grabbed it out of a tool chest. They listened to last season's cast members who had a few things to say about that whole twist, and I think it came out being a much more fair advantage in the long run.
It still sucks though,
because they didn't. There wasn't an option last season to.
No, it was who the one person that gets the gray rock. That one person is the person that has to go. There was no two people you get to pick, and there was no you can swap out.
Well, I think that they didn't get to swap, but I think they had to pick somebody because they made this big production like, oh, we rock, paper, scissored it, and you had to go. Right. Even though, like, she was clearly on the outs of that group, like, just moments earlier.
Right.
But they didn't tell them.
But at any point, is someone not going to smash the...
Yeah, they didn't say there was a power or...
No, this is the only...
But if you're on that island and obviously if you don't smash it, you have a chance to go home. I'm smashing it. It's really no strategy. I mean, it's like okay,
you're playing the game for yourself.
Yeah, I've been out of the loop for 2 days. I don't know what's going on. Why would I not smash it? If someone says something like, "Look, I didn't want to go home. I didn't want to screw you guys over, but I didn't want to go home."
Right.
I mean, if people forget things, you could move on. So I think as far as strategy goes, nobody is never going to not smash that thing.
And I think the only reason somebody doesn't smash it is if they take the power themselves because they're on the winning team.
Right. If you're
and then they're doing
team.
it to save that team, and then would they themselves then be safe, or are they giving up their immunity? I guess that'd be something we'd have to rewatch. And
so I think that if they did send one of their own from the group, if they traded places with him, and then that person was sent, then the odds of them playing that advantage, I think, become dramatically smaller.
Oh yeah, no one's going to play it.
But the entire experience in comparison to last year was just so much more because of who we had going there and the ability to, build his shelter in 5 minutes. Like the first 5 minutes he was there. And just we got our little moment for Roxroy, because we really haven't got his, other than that he's a stay-at-home dad, we really haven't got
he was more likable today.
Because he was so happy. He was in his happy place. He was he was building things, and he didn't have any kids bugging him, and he didn't have his wife around to nag him.
I think, like you said, Tori, I think he just likes to. Sometimes people like to. I like to be off, by myself sometimes, and just I don't want anyone bugging me. I just gonna relax.
Right, and he got to have this beautiful, peaceful moment and reflect on life, and. Power to him that he didn't sit around in his misery, and he actually made the best of it. And it was an entertaining sequence.
I liked seeing him have to work for his fire. Do you think that's going to come into play later on?
Maybe.
Yeah, he didn't give up.
There was 50 tries.
Chris also says, can this be salvaged? Maybe when you smash it, you can only select 2 or 3 to become immune. Like the way you get a reward challenge. You can only pick 2 or 3 people.
I like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But again, if someone knows, you're sending them, giving power, it's I don't, unless it's somebody you trust.
Right.
That they've been working with the whole time. But then again, you have 5 other people that have to make the decision.
The only thing I don't like, I don't like the hourglass twist. But one of the things that I especially did not like tonight with the way that it was done was how Jeff specifically told them, you are immune. He wouldn't say you are merged, but he told that tribe, you're immune. And I feel
I can get that. Yeah.
But it was also odd that Drea and Jonathan at one point too were like, wouldn't it be crazy if he came back and the power was he could say, now you have to go instead.
It's a lot of it's a lot of power for someone that, again, I said last year, that didn't do anything in the challenge.
Right.
And it's a brutal challenge. It's you saw how
it is.
Even Jonathan was gassed at the end. he's like.
Yeah. Like last year, Danny, he was the biggest guy, the biggest, athlete and the biggest guy on the tribe. And he had to do all of the Jonathan heavy lifting last year.
Mm-hmm.
And he was really miffed about the twist.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. And I would be too.
Yeah.
I would be. I'm watching it and I'm miffed. But I don't know. I don't like it. I hope we don't see it come back.
I was really mad when I thought Jonathan was going to be one going home. I go, this sucks. I even tweeted something. I didn't spoil anyone, but I did tweet something.
But I'll say the entire time that Jeff was oohing and awing of his every single move during the competition, that's what was reeling through my head. I'm like, he's going home. He's going home. He's going to go home. This target couldn't be any bigger or brighter right now.
Right.
And it may have if it wasn't for Omar having some game.
Oh, Omar. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second.
Because Omar didn't have a vote.
Mm-hmm. But he was immune.
He found it. Well, I know, but he didn't have a vote to help. He had to work. He had to do strategy to help Jonathan. He didn't have a vote. I'm like, well, that's going to hurt. It's going to come down to one vote because they keep making a point. Because Chanel screwed him over. She lied to him.
Yep.
Right.
Just before
I think Chanel's not long for this game.
I don't think Chanel is long for this game either. And before we wrap up this part, I do think it was. I like that they made the individual immunity challenge fair, that it wasn't automatically something that Jonathan was hands down going to win.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I said, okay, even though I want Jonathan to stay in the game, it's a fair challenge. It's not a physical challenge. It's a mental.
Really hate who won. really hoped that Tori was going to go. But
it's funny, when I saw it, I said, Tori's going to win this.
Did you really?
All the time.
Yeah.
It happens happens all the time when the person that everybody wants to go home, they win. This is who we're going to go. Oh, she won. Because it would have been a no-brainer. Tori would have gone home, because who is she going to reel in on her side?
No. But it's good that she... Okay, so far we see that Tori has this... She has a cycle, right? Like, her cycle is like, I'm going to be, like, trying to convince everybody that everybody likes me, and right away everyone's like, anybody who says everybody usually loves me that's just not the truth about that person.
Right.
So she lays that out, and then like that doesn't pan out exactly the way that she wants it to. Like, she's not getting the vibe, so she like kind of gets upset and lashes out and says something pretty obtrusive to like, and then everybody makes eyes with each other like, ooh, she's making a target out of herself. And then she has to like double down to save her own self from her own undoing that she's already had. But now that they're not in like separate tribes and they've all come together, I think that her winning this challenge obviously was good for her to move on another week, but it only makes her threat more going forward.
Oh yeah. Tori's, I don't know who is less not long for this game, Chanel or Tori. Probably Tori, because I think she annoys more people on a whole. But it was kind of funny, and so we've got everybody together except for Roxroy, and everybody's kind of bonding. Lydia and Marianne are bonding over the fact that they have old grandma names. That was so funny. Mike and...
well, she's wearing grandma glasses, isn't Lydia?
Yeah. Well, no, those are it. Those are like hipster glasses.
Those are the thing now. Yeah. Those are it.
I don't know.
I had those glasses in second grade.
Lydia reminds me of someone a couple seasons ago, where she... just putting the glasses on, she looks completely different. She's the Clark Kent.
Oh,
of
yeah.
The Survivor. Because there was another one where it's like, I was like, wait, who's that? Oh, because she has glasses on. Was it Aubrey?
Was it Aubrey?
Yeah, she looks a lot different without her glasses.
And it's like, I go, wait, that's Lydia? Lydia looks different. Every week she looked different.
Yeah.
It's the Roxroy too, though, because we got a couple different confessionals, and he didn't have his glasses on, and I was like, whoa, that is a handsome man under those spectacles.
I think he's a handsome man with the spectacles. I think he's
good looking.
Is his glasses hipster? I don't know.
I don't know.
No, he's old like me. We're just people that can't see very well, because my glasses look like that, and I pay to have the skinny lenses, and they still look like that thick.
That's how mine are too. Like, you don't want your eyes to double in size, so you have to double down the price tag.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. Anyway, so Mike gets this massive like boner for what's his face, Jonathan, and they bond.
Oh my gosh, does he ever? Oh. We're exactly the same. He goes, we are exactly the same. We are the same person.
You know what though? Like, good for him. Like, they found kindred spirits, and Jonathan must have a good social game if he has Omar willing to go to bat for him, Mike willing to go to bat for him, Lindsay willing to go to bat for him.
Yeah,
well, I think he's go ahead.
Oh, I just think that if he's not in the middle of a game and stressed out, he's probably gets along with pretty much everybody. He seems pretty sociable, likable.
I think the reason Mike likes him too is because he is a straight shooter. He's telling you what what he believes.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a big deal to Mike, loyalty.
Right. And honestly, when you're going to merge together and you see the way that this guy performs, like, do you want him to be an enemy, or do you want him to be a friend, an ally? I mean, it only makes sense. And he seems like somebody who's really easy to bond with. And like you said, straightforward. I think it's pretty easy to trust him through the gate.
An ally and a big shield.
Yes. The big meat shield. You got them guys have got to have meat shields on the island, or they're not long for the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody has a shield. But in this case, his brain shield protected him. Omar.
His brain shield. The Omar.
Yeah.
But I did like, what else did I like about it? I love the conversation between Hai and Romeo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was there was a similar conversation. It was Brett and who? Remember Brett the cop?
I remember. Yeah, I remember what you're talking. Mm-hmm. Brett and
was it Zeke? Was he on his team?
I think it was Zeke.
It was Zeke.
Okay.
Yep. That is. Yeah, and that was like that was sort of I think that was like a surprising one for a lot of viewers too, actually.
Yeah. But not for me though.
Yeah, because I didn't know about Zeke and didn't know about Brett.
Right.
So I was like, wow, I never would have guessed. Okay, all right.
But it was a good. I feel like this bonding moment between the two of them and the conversation about like what will my family think back home, I feel like this little segment was just so much more organic than some of the others the last 2 seasons that we've had. So it was kind of nice to get that back where it didn't feel like they were forcing a story down our throat. Like it was just so nice to see because these two guys are so not alike each other
personality wise, like
right. No. They're just not.
Although
so it was nice to see them both like talking about it and like Hai having such a
different experience.
Exactly.
Except apparently Romeo is the kind of queen that likes that is okay with Tori's mean girl. Just kidding.
Yeah, he's kind of buddied up with her. They must have bonded over all that Harry Potter talk.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. They must have bonded over that. No, I really like Romeo though. I hope that he and Hai both go far in the game, which Hai has more of a chance of being in the game longer than Romeo though, because Hai is part of that 8, unless
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and Romeo is not.
Romeo's not part of it? I thought Romeo was part of it.
Is he? He was not in the group that voted for Lydia, though. He voted for Marianne, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
The Marianne.
And why did Roxroy vote for
Lindsay?
Lindsay.
Was he the Lindsay vote or was he a Lydia vote?
Yeah, he was the Lindsay vote.
I didn't see him at the end.
He was the last person to get shown.
Yeah, it was him. I saw it because I wanted to see who voted for her. And I go, oh, he must be way in the dark.
Yeah, he is. I think he's just way in the dark.
They didn't tell him anything.
Yeah, I think Drea's got some splaining to do with that one to him.
Yeah.
But something tells me that Roxroy is just, he's like, you know what, I'm just going to go over here and build something. Just let me know who to vote for next time.
Yeah. He figured out his game sitting over there, for 2 days by himself. He's like, that's how I win the game. I'm just going to go over here. I'm going to do my own thing. The rest of them are all going to be running all over the place, and I'm just going to walk into the final 3.
That can't work.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, that can work because you have so many people on there that people don't like.
There's a lot of big personalities this season.
Just the fact that we lost Lydia today, and okay, why? Like, what challenge does Lydia really present against? She doesn't have any advantages. She's not great in the competitions. She's not like mean or bossy or like over talkative.
The advantage is that neuters Hai.
Yeah. I mean,
I think it was Omar.
People in your squeaky chairs.
He even got that's me. He even got Hai to vote for Lydia.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Which when we saw that, Jay and I both gasped. We were like, "Holy mother!"
I went, "Wow!"
I did not get that.
I go. Omar can win this game.
Yeah. Well, and I think Hai
he's not good at the challenges, but he's yeah. I think Hai did, but it's like.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Omar got him talking. He got everybody. Well, and I'll give a little bit of credit to Lindsay because originally, like the Jonathan thing seemed like an okay way to go, and Lindsay really was kind of the first one, though she didn't put in any of the legwork that we saw anyway. That Omar did, where she was like, "But he feeds us," and and all of these other things. Which also she wanted him there because it's like her ally and. Rumor has it there's like a showmance that we aren't privy to or something.
Really?
But, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I remember someone saying that, but I hadn't.
Well, after
they're not showing it.
Right. Well, maybe
you think if Marianne didn't have the idol, that they would have voted for her?
Yes.
Because I think that's what kept that. I think that's why they went after Lydia because they knew Marianne.
They needed somewhere for him to go.
Well, yeah, and Omar said he wanted her toolbox to work with.
Yeah. I mean, and it makes sense.
And that's smart.
Yeah. I think that he can work with her. Really, I think that anybody who is willing to just be like a decent friend to her could work with her.
I mean, as we saw tonight, like at Tribal, she wants to vote for whoever she thinks she can trust in the long run, which Drea strongly disagrees with.
That was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
So we're on the same page. No.
We'll just agree to disagree. I know, it's like the who's on first.
Three times? She goes, no.
That was
she just kept changing the words around, but it was the same thing. She was saying the same thing.
And then when she did the classic, wait, what was the question? I was like, oops, sorry. I was like, oh, that's so me.
I'm pretty certain that just made Jeff's night.
I know. I think that did too. And then the beetle just magically shows up.
Yeah.
And Roxroy is like, whatever, it's just a beetle.
Yeah, the beetle did not get the same reaction as last season.
Yeah. And, poor Omar, even the beetle got a vote, and he didn't.
Yeah.
No, but I love that, and I noticed it when it happened, but Mike Bloom tweeted a clip of it. They did a close-up when they went up to vote. They did a close-up on Marianne. They did a close-up on Lydia, and then they go to Roxroy, and instead of doing a close-up on his face, they do a close-up on the beetle.
I love it.
I thought that was so funny. But it was very interesting though to see, like, to hear the conversation, because there are times at Tribal Council where I actually am like, oh, this conversation's boring, like, let's just get to the vote.
Right.
But it was kind of interesting. Jeff was randomly talking about his high school experience, where
Jeff wanted us to feel sorry for him.
Right? He did want us to feel sorry for him, and we're like,
everybody gets a story.
I got a story too.
I've been lonely all pandemic. I haven't had anybody to tell my story to.
But
then Omar's like, my older self at 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, you dick.
I know.
That's a thing too. The last 2 seasons are filled with these young people that are just like throwing shade at anyone over 40. Like Evie, all these people that are getting up there in age.
Oh, that's right.
I never thought 30 was old. And that was almost 30 years ago.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I've almost lived 2 lives compared to Omar's 1.
That's very true. What else happened? So much happened. Oh yeah, so we have this whole argument, like, do you embrace your quirks, or or do you quiet your quirks, or do you embrace who you are? And somebody, was it Chanel? Somebody's like, this is the chance to be who you are, and it's like, well, isn't this a game where you're supposed to lie, cheat, and steal?
That's what I was thinking, because they were all like, well, I come out here and I'm just going to be me, and I'm like, I feel like this is the game that I would least likely be me in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that me would win the game.
No, me would be very annoying.
I've said it a couple of times. You have to play to your audience. You have to play who you're. It's like a game of poker. So if people find if you're just obnoxious, you got to tone it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If people like it and like your personality, then
Then go for it.
But I think Marianne, as time goes on, and they're not eating it. You saw it last week. It's just okay. You need to stop talking.
Right.
I don't think it anymore.
And
I feel bad because she's such a genuinely nice person.
Yeah.
In fact, when she thought she was going to be voted out, I go, oh, please don't let it be Marianne.
I know.
I wanted Jonathan to stay in the game because I didn't want her to cry.
I know the tears, and when she had them streaming down her face in the confessional, I was like, no, baby girl, don't cry. You're gonna be okay. Everybody loves
you. Know what? So much credit to her, because she heard that her name was being mentioned a lot. She felt the way she did. She's such a talkative person, but she was able to rein that in and not push anybody in the wrong direction. She kept it cool. She kept it quiet, and she gathered enough confidence that she never even had to play the advantage that she had.
Didn't Omar told her that though? Didn't he say, all right, you need to gather yourself,
keep it together.
You'll be fine.
But she listened, and we have so many people in the past who just don't listen to the voice of reason when they say you're good, you're covered, you just have to be quiet. But she did. And so as as bubbly and talkative and a little bit overbearing as she can be occasionally with that personality, she can reel it back. She can play the game.
Yeah. No, she's a player.
Yep. I liked it. Once she didn't play her advantage, when she was sitting there and she felt confident enough in it, and when they said, okay, if anybody has an idol, and she didn't play it, that gave me a little bit more respect for her game overall. Because I don't know if I had her game. I liked her, but
how long could she go with it? How long could she hold on to that extra vote?
I don't know
what the limit is.
Because there were 12 people today, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to play your extra vote now.
No.
Because
although
it was a landslide, towards Lydia.
Right. Which, again, kudos to Omar. And also power to Omar for getting Drea. He's like, I don't have a vote. And Drea's like, well, I have an extra one. Like,
that was great. Yeah, that was a good.
And that shocked me that Drea said that.
Yeah, me too.
I am too. Yep. Yeah, I really loved all of our little moments of conversations that we got. And I think that this, even though 2 hours is a long time, but if you were to take out our commercials, we're looking at an 80, 90-minute show.
Yeah.
I think it shows something that these shortened seasons, like we're missing on a week of getting to know people, a week of gameplay in the tribe. So we lose out on a lot of things that make us more interested in the game and care more about the castaways. And so this episode was nice because we got to have all of these moments where these organic conversations were taking place, and to kind of see what went behind this person deciding that this person was worthy of being an ally.
Right.
Well, I thought that was the best part of the episode, was the strategy. Once the
yeah, I agree.
The challenge was over, I thought this is the best part.
I agree. Show. I complained a lot about it having to be a 2-hour episode. All afternoon I was like, oh man, 2 hours, it's going to get done so late. I want to go to bed early.
I had forgotten about it until you reminded me. I was like,
yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about it until 2 minutes into the episode. And I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is a really long one.
But you know what? I didn't look at my watch at all until 9:15 the first time I looked at it. So I was actually enjoying it. And I was like, all right, I guess this isn't so bad. And tonight's the first night that I think I truly, really came to like all of the characters with the exception of Tori.
And you know what? I am so okay with not liking Tori. I don't want her to stay in the game for long, but it is a funner game when there's someone you want out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
That's it. That's the only credit she gets for me.
Every game, every season needs a villain or 2 or 3. So,
but I wonder if she stays. I wonder if she stays around because she can't win.
Yeah, like the Abby Maria effect.
Yeah. Do you just keep her because? But she's such a loose cannon that you don't know.
Well, and I think that's the thing is how many we heard no fewer than 5 or 6 times tonight. People being like, you can't trust Chanel, you can't trust Tori. Tori blabs everybody's business. Chanel's a snake. Right. Tori blabs. Tori's a talker. Tori can't be trusted. Chanel can't be trusted. She's sneaky. So
I love that everyone was just laying it out for everybody.
But for those two, right? That was really where I don't know. I
probably shouldn't be saying this. You cannot trust Chanel.
Yeah, it's there were no secrets.
But you can't. I mean,
it's
something that anybody else in that tribe would back you up on.
Yeah.
Right.
And also same thing with Tori. It's not one of those things where if I'm trying to make, inroads in the game, and I say, you can't trust, Colleen, you can't trust her, but there's no proof of that. And then someone else no, Colleen is solid. Then I would look back, but this is okay, you're saying it and everyone's going to back you up.
Yeah.
Right.
And everybody backed it up. And then it helped that it was backed up to Omar, because I think that was a huge mistake on Chanel's part to not give Omar a heads up right away, hey, you don't have a vote, man.
Why would she not have done that?
She might have just not
even been find out.
She's not a good player.
No. And I feel like there was, I don't know. I feel like I think she might like 1 or 2 people out of that entire crowd, and she makes it obvious that she doesn't really.
The sad thing is, if she wouldn't have been such a snake in the beginning, I think she'd been all right. But she made so many questionable decisions.
Mm-hmm.
She made them too early.
Yep.
She didn't have to. She wasn't on the bottom of the tribe.
Well, I
No,
think
she was doing fine.
her biggest mistake was risking her vote. Because if she had come back from that tribal with her vote, then Daniel wouldn't have been in the position that he was in. Their alliance would have been fractured. Lydia would have gone home. Hai would have been at the bottom, and then Daniel and Chanel are in the power position.
Right. And Mike would have gone with them.
Yes.
Yep, Mike would have gone with them. And then, who knows, maybe they go again. Mike's the one that gets voted out because Mike was somewhat, at the bottom of that four after, after Hai, it was like Mike, right? So I think that was her biggest mistake that we've seen so far or thing that changed the course of the game so much was her coming back without the vote. And then that also changes her fate with Omar, who thinks that he has a vote, that might even think he has an extra vote. And to suddenly find out in the manner that he does that he does not have a vote and she didn't play the way that he thought she was going to do it.
The way they agreed.
Yeah. I mean, that screwed him and that screwed her then because he's lucky enough that he got to be in the bigger alliance and now she's on his list. So I think not doing that.
And he was also safe from tonight's vote. So
right. Well, I think, and that gave him the confidence too, was being safe from the vote, knowing he didn't have the vote, and then just going balls to the wall for Jonathan and Marianne.
Because if him and Jonathan are both on the tribe on the 6 that could be voted out, I don't think he obviously wouldn't be pushing for helping Jonathan.
Yeah.
Especially if he didn't have a vote.
Yeah. Do you think Lydia was the right vote? You think she was the easy vote? What was his reasoning, Omar's reasoning for going with Lydia? Or it was anybody but Jonathan, anybody but Marianne, Lydia?
I feel like it had to be an anybody but, because that's why I said I just don't see the threat that Lydia presented outside of just being
and she's other than being likable or being likable.
Yeah.
Right.
She didn't have any enemies, so it's like. But I think it was more of saving Jonathan. And Marianne, I think they might have gone with Marianne if she didn't have the idol, but they were keeping Marianne around too because that tribe still has 4 votes if they stay together.
Right.
They still have power of 4. So,
and she I think that was another.
If it would have been anyone, if Chanel would have been in there, or Tori, or even Roxroy, he might have gone home because they said, okay, he's. But when Lydia got screwed. Lydia got screwed on this.
She did, and that's a shame because I did like Lydia, and
she was growing on me a lot. And also, can I just say, like,
her Twitter?
I hope so much that when her torch was snuffed and she walked away, I hope that there was like a whole 20 minutes that we didn't see where they waited for her to get out of earshot. Oh my God!
I felt bad. I said, "Oh my God," because Jeff went like this. That maybe he was looking for a signal like she's
right.
Because I thought the same. I thought the same thing. I go, that's just crap.
I know, that's cruel. That's so terrible. But hopefully
she's walking away. She's gotten voted out. She got blindsided, and now
you're cheering.
You're cheering. I hope that.
Oh, poor Lydia.
I hope Hai can. I really like Hai, and if Roxroy goes out, I think Hai might be my new winner's pick because I really like Hai. I'm liking his game.
My fingers are crossed on him. So I said he's got just enough. I feel like he had just enough like Ricard energy.
Yeah,
that he could maybe do this.
Ricard energy.
I think maybe he talks a little bit more than Ricard did to like everybody, but he does a lot of just sitting back, watching, like one person's talking over here and you can clearly see he's watching what they're saying. And then he's also like looking across camp to see who else is watching what they're saying.
Could you guys see? Oops, sorry.
There's just a little hunter there. And he has a fun game to watch.
Could you guys see an Omar, Jonathan, Lindsay, or an Omar, Jonathan, Mike final 3?
Yeah.
Maybe. I think I could see an Omar in that final 3. I don't know about Jonathan.
I don't know about Mike either because Mike he's
he's not
not going to screw anybody over. He has that.
Yeah.
You know, and
that
it
honor.
does. If how many times does someone make it to the finals without screwing someone over?
Right. He has that code. He has that serviceman's code.
But I think if, like I said, if Jonathan, if he can stick with Jonathan, because Jonathan seems to have that same code, and if he can stay with the group that, you know, the power group, he can go. But I think at some point people are going to say, okay, he has an idol, he is a threat, and you know he's likable. People seem to like him, so that's going to hurt him.
I think if Jonathan is able to get an idol, he's going to make it to the end, and if he doesn't, he won't.
That's true.
And I think if he makes final 3, I think he wins.
At this point, it certainly looks as though,
because he's likable. Everybody seems to like him, and let's face it, he's great in the challenges.
Mm-hmm. See, I think that if he gets to the final 3 with like an Omar, I think that Omar might be able to talk his way, because Omar's the one, you know, making the move.
He is good at it.
Like it wasn't Jonathan's idea. Like he was just like, go forth and get the vote off of me. Do whatever you have to do. And Omar was like, I'm going to do all my magic. And he
Jonathan said, let's go Marianne. Let's just get rid of Marianne. He didn't even think about Lydia.
Yeah. Yep. And I don't want it to happen, but I do have to say that maybe it might be worth it to have Tori in the end, just because the dumpster fire that her speech would be so entertaining.
Did you see her glares at the other people when she was doing the challenge? I mean, maybe she was just focused, but she's gonna speak to someone's manager, like any day now.
Truly.
She went and complained. She complained to people at Applebee's.
Yes. She's like, there's not enough alcohol in this disgusting blue drink in front of me.
Excuse me, this fishbowl is only a half full.
Is this sugar or is this stevia? Because I don't do real sugar.
Yes.
And I'm glucose intolerant, so please remove the bread.
Now, is this
a brownie?
Does this cheese have 2% milk in it, or is it whole milk?
I like almond milk, please.
It needs to be almond.
No, oat
Not
milk.
soy.
That's the new thing.
She's totally an oat milk.
She's
You're
an
right.
oat milk.
You're right.
What milk?
Nailed it.
Oat milk?
Yep.
I'm an almond milk drinker, but it is terrible for the environment. So sometimes I switch to oat milk because it's better.
What?
Yeah, I prefer
oat. O-A-T.
Oat. Okay.
Yep. It's not bad. It's just a little sweet.
Myself, but yeah, you're right. Oats for the environment. Woo!
Woo! I do try to switch it up, but it's just it's so sweet. Like until they have an unsweetened version, like there's unsweetened almond milk, or at least until Target, my Target sells an unsweetened version.
Yeah, there you go.
I've never heard of it. I don't get out much.
It's not bad. It's not bad. My parents have oat milk and coconut milk at their house, so I do prefer the oat milk over the coconut.
They're halfway to Survivor at this point.
Seriously, right?
Throw it in their rice.
Yeah. Let's give it a little flavor.
A little flavor.
Who was it? Who spilled the rice today? Was it Chanel?
I didn't.
Oh yeah, like it was. I don't know, but I'm gonna blame Tori. I don't know it for a fact, but
who spilled the rice?
All right. Any last thoughts other than, man, it was a bummer to lose Lydia because I did like her.
Yeah, she was growing on me.
If you would have told me before, when they went to tribal, I wasn't even thinking Lydia. I was thinking Marianne and Jonathan.
Yeah.
And that's how it started out. Then you had the Lexi vote. Not Lexi. Whoever she is.
Suave?
That other blonde who we can't have.
Oh, Lindsay?
Lindsay. When she got a vote, because I'm thrown off because the way Roxroy spelled it. He spelled it
Lynze.
Yeah, that's what it is. So that's what is that how she spells it?
No. It's Lindsay because I was taking notes and I noted it.
The normal way. Okay. So I was just like, ever since I saw that, I'm screwed up on her name. So it's like, anyway.
She's never going to know it was me that voted for her because I misspelled her name. She won't know. Yeah, I do have to say
be like,
that,
I'm not voting for you, but how do you spell your name?
Right.
I don't want to look stupid.
there was.
So
There was a good moment that we had a good Sandra moment in Australia where she yelled that across the camp, asking how somebody spelled their name. That's pretty good.
That is awesome.
We did get a good Jeff quote. I had to write it down. That with every hand that goes into this bag, the game is changing. It's like, was it the writers team, Jeff, or was that you?
Oh, that was a pure Jeff Probstian quote right there.
Yep.
When do we get our desk calendars with Probst quotes? Like, surely there's enough of them by now.
Well, 87% of them will be about balls dropping.
I'm okay with that. That's why I want it.
I mean, there's 42 seasons. I mean, there has to be.
There has to be.
There's a lot.
Think of
get it started.
Think of like Survivor could sell that for charity.
Yeah.
Like
a daily calendar.
They do that one for was it Glazer? She was married to Starsky.
This does not. You mean Farrah Fawcett?
No. She was
and Hutch.
It was
we're talking about
Juvenile AIDS Foundation. Do they still do that charity?
Yes.
It exists. I'm certain of it. Do they have a daily calendar with quotes?
Well, I'm just saying, you said for charity. They used to sell would have an auction of all the stuff.
Oh, gotcha. Where the money would go to
Elizabeth Glaser.
Yes.
Gotcha.
She's married. Why am I drawing a blank on the guy's name? David Soul was Hutch, and
Paul.
No. Paul. Yeah, maybe it was Paul Glazer. No, it didn't sound right.
Perhaps it was Paul.
Anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, this is neither here nor there. This is excellent Survivor podcasting. All right. Anyway,
I don't know if they do that anymore because the reunion show is only 10 minutes, so it's like.
10 minutes. Throw some pizza at you. We're out of here.
Come on, Chris Doran. You don't know the name? Come on, Chris. Come on.
Like, even by 4th grade, we know that pizza parties are no longer legit, right?
I still take a good pizza party.
If you're starving.
New York.
Sure, that's true. If you've been living off of coconut flavored rice and that's your hot sauce.
But then you have Tori sending the pizza back.
Controversial statement. I would take crappy pizza over Applebee's any day. Maybe.
I don't know. Pizza.
There's no protein in the pizza other than the cheese.
I don't know how people make bad pizza. How can you F up a pizza? But
you can F up a pizza, Jack.
I don't know how. It's just,
You can F up a pizza. As cheese, somebody that comes from the land of good pizza, there is a lot of really terrible pizza down.
People in Chicago are saying, yeah, no.
I mean, you could just pretty much.
I argued with Amanda once very passionately that she thinks Branford, Connecticut pizza is better than New York pizza. She is wrong.
She is incorrect. I feel that pizza lays within the confines of art, where the beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Maybe, but there's no such thing as North Carolina pizza. It's just import pizza from other places, and Carolina it's terrible.
Yeah, well, if you get a good New York pizza place,
we do. We have Tony's, not Tony's, Geno's by us. They make New York style pizza. My parents actually, Geno's is Long Island family approved. They do like that place. Sometimes they've taken.
In San Diego, we used to have Chicago Brothers Pizza, and it was Chicago deep dish pizza. And it was really, really good.
See, I'm not a big deep dish fan because I grew up with thin crust, but I don't dislike it. If it's there, I'll be like, this is okay.
I always feel that a thin crust is a bit like dipping a pretzel in a cheese sauce.
And what's wrong with that, Jamie?
I want a fork involved.
No.
I need a fork.
No.
Yep. I like the deeper the dish, the better.
Ew.
Disgusting.
That sounds like something Jeff would say.
That does sound like, Jamie, digging deep in that pizza.
There you go. That's the December 24th quote.
I think everyone left the chat because no one's giving me my answer. Paul Michael Glazer.
There you go.
There you go.
See,
his wife died.
You needed to do it yourself.
His wife got a transfusion and died from AIDS, and so they had that charity every year. But
yeah, and she passed HIV along to both of her children unknowingly.
And they died, right?
I don't know. This is bringing it down.
This is horrendous.
Yeah, I thought we moved on.
I didn't know any of these sad things.
I was trying to remember the name the whole time, so okay.
Feedback. I've got the feedback.
Ruined the pizza party chat.
I'm sorry, I went too deep.
Like the dish.
Too far. That dish was too deep.
I'm getting lost in it.
You can't be on the 2023 calendar, Jack. We've got to wait till 2024.
It's too deep. I can't find my way out.
Okay.
Are you sure this is your first time having deep dish pizza?
Oh, I thought you were pretending to be Mike asking Omar that. Because that conversation ended hella awkward. Yeah. He was just like, well, nice to meet you, sir.
I don't know how to end this.
Chris
That's
says,
what she said.
Yeah. Chris says in the chat.
I'm so glad that you brought that up. I forgot about it.
Back to Chris, the pizza talk. Okay. Pizza should be folded to be eaten properly. I agree. I love folding my pizza. I'll do it flat and not. But
yeah, it depends how good the pizza is.
But you can't fold it too much or it becomes a calzone.
Exactly.
You have to be careful. The fold ratio has to be V. It can't go further than V.
Jamie just made a very inappropriate gesture in front of her mouth. It was a V.
Where's Omar? There's this and there's this.
Oh my God! I didn't hear the Omar conversation because everyone was so loud in my house.
It was it was like a throwaway line.
I said he didn't start dating till 24 or 25 or something. I saw that, but
that was like his anniversary, his dating anniversary or something.
Yeah. It's okay. Anyway, any emails?
Yes, we've got one email from Mandy.
Mandy!
And she says, if an email doesn't get sent, then Jack gets mad. But I have nothing to say because the weather people cut in at 8:00.
That's the best email we've ever gotten.
Oh my God. Okay.
It kept me from getting upset. I appreciate that.
Okay, focus, everybody. Let's tally the votes.
Jamie's buffering.
Oh,
is she?
Well, we'll let her.
Is it me?
And I think the Omar joke just got to her too much. Right. Her V that she strategically placed underneath her chin.
That was a TV show she was talking about, right?
Yes. Well, while she's buffering, let me move into tally the vote. Or while she's buffering, I'm just going to brag for a second. I got Wordle today in 3 guesses, and it wasn't a lucky guess. It was a legit guess. I had 2 in my second, 1 from my first, 1 from my second. And I was like, well, should I do a throwaway word and just like pick random letters and eliminate things? Or should I just make a guess with these 2? And I made a guess, but it wasn't a guess. It was strategically thought out. And I got it. So booyah. Real proud of myself.
Yeah, I see that every day, the Wordle thing, and I don't even know what it is. I just ignore it.
Oh, it's so much fun. Anyway.
I don't want to get hooked on anything, so.
Well, yeah, you've got enough.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. All right. I'm sure Jamie will be back in a second, but in the meantime, let's go over and tally the vote. Unless there's something very pressing. Would you like to talk in like Morse code with your chair? Are you like trying to signal for help? Is there?
It's squeaking really bad.
Or is this squeaking? Is this like your compliments to Jamie's V in front of the face?
Yes. There you go.
You're making sound effects for her. Okay, enough.
I'll have to WD-40 this chair.
Oh man, I know. We need to WD-40. Zach's door is starting to get squeaky again. We did it like a year ago, but the last few weeks it's been a bit squeaky. All right. Let's tally the votes over here. As far as I should probably share my screen because that is what you are all here for. But I will say, as this is loading, all three of us said that Lydia would be pre-merge.
Okay.
And except for Jay had her at the merge, and he was just so close to
I know. I feel bad for him.
I know, me too. So close to being ready, to being a big boy, getting the point. So Jamie at this point has 5. Jack, you are finally at 0. Congratulations. Yes!
I'm so far behind.
And let me just change the format here.
I like that you did the Roman 5.
Thank you. I try.
No, for Jamie.
For Jamie, right?
The V.
Oh, the V.
I don't think she's coming back. I think she's embarrassed.
Oh no! Or maybe. She said the power went out, but is back, so she's gonna log back on. I don't think she got embarrassed. I think she got an idea and just had to go. She was like, come to think of it, it is 11:15. It's getting kind of late.
God, I can't believe it's 11:15 already.
I know, right? I did not sleep at all last night. Anyway.
I didn't sleep at all last night.
Hey, Jamie.
Hi, I'm back. Power's back. We're good.
Welcome back.
You'll have to listen to hear what we said about you while we were gone.
It was all nice.
Secrets.
It was all nice.
Oh, it was all nice. Jack gave you some sound effects to your V.
I'm the new Roxroy. I have no idea what's happening. Just tell me how to misspell someone's name and I'll vote for them.
Well, while you mention it, all right, we are telling the votes though. The three of us all had Lydia as pre-merge, except for Jay had her as merge, but he doesn't count. So here we are. Here's where we stand. All of our winners' picks are still in the game. I have to say, yes. I'm feeling a whole lot better about the 2 of your winner picks than I am about mine at the moment.
Look how many times I had Lydia going home and she didn't go home.
I know.
She just wanted to stick with you.
Yes.
Mike,
as far as
Mike?
As far as who was going home, both of you last week said Mike. I said Tori. Oh, I was so close.
You were.
So close. As far as the hourglass, we all said yes, they were going to smash it. Jamie thought Lydia would. Jack thought Mary Ann would. And I also thought that Mary Ann would. So that's where we stand.
We were all incorrect.
There were no votes. No points awarded for the votes. Thank goodness there was only one person. Hold on, I am struggling to copy and paste. I am a millennial. This should come easy to me. There we go. All right. Nobody got any points for that, but we did get points for our pre-merge and merge. So, that being said, who do we think is going home? I believe we are back at the start. Because week 1, it would have been Jamie. Week 2, Jack. Week 3, 4, 5, 6. So, Jamie, you are up first.
I'm gonna go with Tori. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Okay, Jack. And you know what? Normally we'd ask, you to explain your reasoning, but it goes without saying.
I think it's clear.
Okay. I'm gonna go Romeo.
Ooh.
I have no reason why. I'm just because it's never who you think it's gonna be. It should be Chanel. It should be Tori, but something's gonna happen.
Oh
yeah. Jonathan's gonna pick him up and throw him across the ocean. Poor little guy.
Oh man,
I'm not impressed by him.
I totally forgot about Chanel. I want to say Tori, but for the sake of a different point, I'll go with Chanel only because, Chanel. I mean, how many times did we hear, is it 2 N's or 1? I think it's 1. How many times have we heard tonight, as we previously mentioned, that you can't trust Chanel? Yeah. So
I think it's a solid choice.
And I think Tori's a solid choice. I think Romeo is a solid out of left field choice.
Yep.
I need to make up some ground. So.
Is there anything you'd like to wager to get
No.
more points?
No.
One of Jonathan's braids, maybe. One braid.
One braid.
Yes, Mr. Jeff.
Mr. Jeff. Mr.
I
Jack.
need to finish my dozen of eggs, and then I'll be right over.
Every time, okay, this is going to be terrible. Please don't cancel me. But every time he says Mr. Jeff, I think of the little kid from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom being like, Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones. Like, Mr. Jeff,
Jones.
Mr. Jeff.
Yep.
That's where my mind automatically goes.
Whatever happened to that kid? He's got to be like 45 now, isn't he?
He was, that's the kid that was from, yes, I know this. He was the kid that was in Goonies, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he was in Goonies.
So we watched the Goonies for the broadcast recently, and we Googled him.
Candles, was he?
I have no idea.
Okay, it's a different guy.
Yeah.
He was on something else too. There was a third movie that he did all like within the same 6 years.
There was.
So he did some big movies.
Yeah. Now we're going to have to look.
I'm looking right now. It just says those two are listed at the top of his Wikipedia page. But regardless, I actually did Google him. He stopped acting in 2002, and then he started up again in 2019. Boy, he really picked a great time to get back into acting.
he's gonna be 50 in August.
Right?
Wow,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
it happens.
I'll be 60 in August, so I'm still beating him.
That's true.
If we're lucky enough, it happens to us all.
Actually, no, he is 50. His birthday is 9 days after yours, Jack, but he's
he's going to be 51.
He's going to be 51.
So he's August 20th?
Yep. Oh, speaking of
we should have him on the show.
Speaking of you just doing that math right there. How hilarious was it? Last thing before we go. How funny was it when Jeff is reading the votes and Jonathan is trying to keep count of how many votes have been read in his head, and it focuses on him trying to like I can't. I thought that was so funny.
God, yeah. One.
All right, this has been very riveting. So
I'm not allowed to do any more hand motions.
Oh. No, your hand motions are the best. Off limits. Anyway, everyone, thank you for listening. We would love to hear what you thought about tonight's vote off. I suspect we have a smaller crowd tonight because it is so freaking late. I also would have gone to bed as soon as this was done myself if it were me.
Me three. I'm ready to go to bed.
So am I. Contacts out, hair down, contacts out, glasses off, lights off, bed. That's
and out.
And out. No, wait, glasses on, hair off, lights on.
No, I'm confused.
You gotta start counting with your fingers. You gotta figure it out.
I made a terrible mistake. All right. Anyway, on that note, everybody, thank you for listening. If you have anything, any feedback you would like to email to us, we would love to hear it. SurvivorJJC@gmail.com. We're live every week right after the show stops airing. Generally, it's about 15 minutes after it stops airing on the East Coast. We have if you go to the Jay and Jack YouTube channel, you can subscribe to it. It's the one with the red avatar. There's one for the Lost Podcast. It's not the Lost Podcast one. That's the black one. It's the red one. That's Jay and Jack. If you subscribe to that, you'll know when we're starting. We also post it on Facebook and Twitter every week. Jamie and I both retweet it. Maybe Jack does, or is he on?
My artwork for the night.
Ooh, love it. I don't know if Jack's allowed on Twitter or not anymore, but if he does, I'm sure he'll retweet it as well.
I don't openly say it, but maybe I am.
Maybe you are.
Maybe.
The Twitter is at Jay and Jack, and that's where it comes from. But, we would love to hear what you have to think, so send us an email or join us and let us know in the chat.
All of those things.
All of the things. But it's been nice. It's been fun. Can't wait to see what the merge brings and beyond. This tribe is going to come up with a wild merge name, so I'm excited to see what that is.
I don't know what it's going to be.
All right, everyone, on that note, thank you. Thank you to the patrons, especially the patrons that contribute at a certain level, and that would be Tack from Tokyo, Eckhart Ringer, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the Plan, and Ed, the creepy poopy head mailman. Thank you guys so much. I think that's about it. I don't have anything else. So, on that note, my name is Colleen.
I'm Jamie.
Jack.
Mr. Jack. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.